Okay, how does this book help us think differently than most people?
Great question. First, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is known for teaching people to focus on the present moment instead of constantly replaying the past or worrying about the future. Eckhart Tolle is a spiritual teacher whose ideas about awareness and presence have influenced millions of readers around the world. Next, people still talk about this book because many feel mentally overwhelmed by non-stop thoughts. They notice how much time is spent inside their heads instead of inside real life. Then, the human problem it notices is that we believe every thought we think. We assume our worries, regrets, and mental stories are always true and urgent. And, a concrete example is lying in bed replaying something embarrassing from school over and over. Another example is feeling nervous all day about something that has not even happened yet. Having said that, have you ever noticed how your mind jumps away from the present moment? Have you wondered why it feels hard to just sit quietly without reaching for distraction? This is why, the deeper issue is not the situation itself but our constant identification with thought. To understand this, we need to look at how the brain processes attention and emotion. Let's look at why this matters. When we live mostly inside our thoughts, we miss what is actually happening right now. This creates stress even when nothing dangerous is happening. Next, the emotional struggle often feels like anxiety, regret, or restlessness. The brain's stress response activates as if a real threat exists, even when the threat is only imagined. Then, people try to escape by distracting themselves with screens, noise, or constant activity. They hope the discomfort will disappear without understanding it. And, the consequences are mental fatigue and a scattered attention system. Over time, neural pathways strengthen around worry and rumination. Because of this, frustration builds and emotional regulation becomes harder. The brain's habit circuits learn to loop the same thought patterns repeatedly. So, the deeper cause includes how the brain's default mode network keeps replaying memories and predicting the future. Without awareness, those memory wiring patterns continue automatically. Let's look at the core idea in this book. What single idea explains why presence changes everything? Why would focusing on now reduce mental suffering? Next, the core idea is conscious awareness of the present moment. It means noticing thoughts without becoming trapped inside them. Then, imagine the brain like a busy highway. Every repeated thought is like a car driving the same road, making that road smoother and stronger. And, a misunderstanding is thinking presence means ignoring responsibilities or goals. It does not mean avoiding planning or pretending emotions do not exist. In other words, knowing about awareness is different from wiring the brain for awareness. When you repeatedly shift attention back to now, you gently build new neural pathways for focus and emotional regulation. So, application means training the attention system like a muscle. Each moment of returning to now rewires habit circuits away from automatic worry. Let's look at the life-changing effects. First, daily thinking shifts from reacting automatically to observing calmly. You begin to notice thoughts instead of instantly believing them. Next, when stress appears, the stress response activates in the body. But awareness creates space before the reward system chases distraction. Then, identity begins to change as neural pathways reinforce the habit of presence. You start to see yourself as someone who can pause and choose. After that, small choices accumulate each time you return your attention to breathing or listening. These repeated returns strengthen memory wiring for calm focus. As a result, emotions feel less overwhelming and more manageable. The brain practices emotional regulation instead of impulsive reaction. This is where it begins. You realize that peace is not something you chase but something you practice. Your future growth depends on what you repeatedly bring your attention to. Let's see what can be done today. 1. Pause for 10 seconds and notice your breathing without changing it. This trains your attention system to stay in the present moment. 2. When a stressful thought appears, label it gently as a thought instead of a fact. This weakens automatic neural pathways tied to worry. 3. Reduce one distraction for a short period and focus fully on one simple task. This strengthens memory wiring for deep focus. 4. When emotions rise, observe the physical sensation in your body instead of reacting immediately. This supports emotional regulation in the brain. 5. Reflect at the end of the day on one moment when you chose presence over panic. Notice how small returns to now slowly rewire your identity circuits. If this sparked curiosity, leave a comment and share this with someone you care about. Learning grows stronger together.
See you in the next episode.